So what does it actually mean for a mix to translate? A mix that translates is one that holds up across different playback systems. The overall vibe of the song comes across whether someone's listening on studio monitors, earbuds, a Bluetooth speaker, or in a car. It doesn't have to sound identical everywhere. That's impossible. But the core intention of the music makes its way to the listener when a mix translates well. And mix translation starts with being able to trust what you're hearing while you're mixing. If you can hear everything clearly and accurately, the decisions you make are going to be more informed, and informed decisions are what lead to mixes that hold up everywhere else. Some engineers call this mix resilience, which I actually think is a more useful way to think about it. A resilient mix isn't a perfect mix on one single system, but it's a mix that was built on reliable information so that it can withstand the unpredictability of the real world. The question is, how do you build a system that you can rely on to make mixes that translate? And that's where it gets a little bit complicated. You might already know this, but I think it's worth saying again because a lot of people overlook the fact that your speakers are only a part of your monitoring system. The room they're in is also a part of the system, whether you want it to be or not. When a speaker produces sound in a room, that sound bounces off of every surface in the room before it reaches your ears. Those reflections combine with the direct sound from the speaker. And depending on the distance those reflections travel, certain frequencies will add together and certain frequencies will cancel out. This is called comb filtering. It means the frequency response of what you're actually hearing at your listening position can look very different from what your speakers are technically capable of producing. And this is why two people with the same pair of studio monitors in different rooms can have completely different experiences mixing on them. The speaker isn't the whole story. Acoustic treatment helps by absorbing and diffusing those reflections before they cause problems. And when you combine good acoustic treatment with a tool like SonarWorks Sound ID Reference, which uses measurement data to apply corrective EQ to the system, you get really close to a reliable, accurate picture of your mix, closer than either approach could give you on its own. And while that would be the ideal solution, most people making music today don't have access to a well-treated room. Acoustic treatment costs money, and space costs money. A lot of producers are working in bedrooms, apartments, and spare rooms with no treatment at all. That said, engineers do learn their rooms over time. So you recognize where your system is lying to you, where the low end is exaggerated, how things will sound when you take them outside of your room. And that knowledge is really valuable. But there's a limit to how far it can take you. So if the room is such a problem, why not skip the studio monitors altogether and mix on the same devices that your listeners are using? Mix on earbuds, check it in the car, reference it on a laptop speaker. If that's where most people are going to hear it anyway, doesn't it make sense to work there from the beginning? It's a reasonable thought, and I see it come up in the comments pretty often. But there's a flaw in the logic that's worth digging into. Every playback system has its own set of problems. Your room might have a cancellation at 250 hertz, let's say. Your car might have exaggerated low end or harsh upper mid-range. Your earbuds might roll off below, let's say, 80 hertz. None of those systems are accurate, but none of them are inaccurate in the same way. So even if you can never make your mixing system sound perfect, it's still worth investing into making it sound better, because knowing a blind spot exists isn't the same as not being blind in the first place. If 250 hertz is canceled in your room, you know you can't trust what you hear in that range, but you have no idea what's actually going on. Is there too much? Is there too little? Is something masking something else in that range? You can't make informed decisions about a frequency range that you simply can't hear. Now, your monitoring system doesn't have to be perfect, but the closer it gets to giving you an accurate picture, the better your chances of making a mix that will hold up on a variety of systems.